Hi to everyone watching us in all corners of the planet. Hello to our supranational audience. This is Super Chat 2025, episode 5. I'm Ivan, and tonight I have an honor and privilege to be chatting with Miss Supranational Angola, Kendra. Hello.
Hi.
Eduarda, Miss Supranational Brazil.
Hello, Ivan.
Cherry from Myanmar.
Touch to everyone.
Fabiola, representing Costa Rica.
Hi.
Anna Isabel from Ecuador.
Hi.
Diana from Paraguay.
Hello.
And Lakes from Venezuela.
Hello.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining. Before we start, I will just again remind our audience that you guys can help your favorite candidate advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Check out the description box below this video. There's a voting link over there. Make sure you've downloaded the Miss Supranational app and vote for your favorites. We'd also appreciate if you subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel to not miss content that we have an honor to deliver to you. First, our candidates will introduce themselves. Then we will discuss their life stories. Well, actually, this is my favorite part. Hope yours too. And last but not least, we will discuss the stereotypes people unfortunately still have about pageantry in their countries. So let's get it started. Kendra from Angola, so great to meet you, and we're happy to welcome Angola to the Super family this year for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Our audience is looking forward to your introduction. Can you please share something about yourself?
Hi, guys. My name is Kendra. I'm from Angola. This is the first time that Angola is going to be on Miss Supranational. It is a big pleasure to me. I'm 23 years old. I live in Benguela, one of the provinces of Angola. And Angola is a really big and warm country. And I think you will be very enjoyed to know our country. It's a big pleasure again, as I said, to be here with the Miss Supranational family. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Kendra, for this warm introduction. Of course, it will be lovely to visit Angola one day, so I hope it will happen. Thank you so much, and we'll be back very soon to discuss some of your life stories. Eduardo from Brazil, thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you here with us in this Super Chat episode. Can you please introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Yes, thank you so much, Eva, for the welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Eduarda Brown. I'm 23 years old, and I come from a small town in Brazil. My parents are farmers, and since I was a child, they taught me the values of hard work and the importance of follow my dreams. Even though I love where I can and I always dream bigger. I believe I'm the first person from my town to sing nationally. It's a place, a few opportunities, and it was through education that I'm learning I could dream big and change my life. That is why I become a teacher. Inspired by this purpose, I and my passion for teaching, I created a project called as Leaders of Tomorrow. And through this project, I give talks to students from small communities, encourage them to believe in their dreams, and think about the importance of having a life plan. Along my journey, I enjoyed beauty contests. They helped me grow and open many doors. Today, I work as a model, digital influencer, and a presenter. Even though I was crowned by Miss Supranational Brazil just a few days ago, I've learned to turn a small chance into big opportunities. I believe I'm here to open new doors not only for myself but for everyone who comes from a small place and has a big dreams.
Very true. Great story, and I hope to hear more in the second block of this Super Chat episode where we will be discussing your life stories, Eduardo. So see you soon. Fabiola from Costa Rica, thank you for joining us tonight. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. Can you please introduce yourself?
Of course, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you all. Well, my name is Fabiola Viendas. I am 25 years old, and I am proudly representing the country of Pura Vida, Costa Rica. I come from the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, from a place called limon, lemon, just like the fruit. We really love fruits here. I am also an animal lover. I love putting names to animals as if they were people. My dog name is Samuel. I love him so much. And I want to get another dog and name him Rodrigo. I don't know why, but I feel that that name fits very well in animals. Well, I'm currently studying to be a laboratory science and working as a professional model in my free time. Also, I help my mom to manage a family-owned restaurant, and and yeah, that is exactly what I do. And in my free time, I like to play the saxophone. I played the saxophone since I was 14 years old, I think. But I have stopped for many years because I didn't have my own instrument. So the last year, I bought my first one and I start playing again. And of course, I like to spend some time with my mom and visit the Ogarnoa. The Ogarnoa is part of my organization, and we show them, we work with people who is experiencing homelessness, um, abandoned elderly adults, and people who have mental disabilities. We show them that sometimes family is not about the blood, it's about the heart.
Very true. Thank you for this introduction, Fabiola. You're a very diverse personality. And yeah, with Rodrigo, this is the cutest thing I've heard in Super Chats yet. Ana Isabel from Ecuador. Thanks for joining. Happy to meet you. Can you tell our audience a little bit more about yourself? Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Ivan. Finally, I'm very happy to be here. I'm Ana Isabel Cobo. I'm 25 years old. I'm from the middle of the world, Ecuador. I am a public relations specialist, and I can describe myself as an adventurer and a risk taker. For that reason, I'm here because I like to learn about process I take in life. Fun fact about me is that I want to reach the top of the Everest. And I'm very happy to be part of the Supra family.
We're happy that you are part of the Super family, Ana Isabel. Thank you for this introduction. Sherry from Myanmar, thank you for joining and welcome to the Super community. It's an honor to have you in this episode of Super Chat. We're looking forward to your introduction.
Well, Ivan, I feel so excited to be here. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. Maybe Ivan, you've already know my name, so I want to define my name to super audience. Firstly, my name is Cherry Mo. To define my name, cherry refer to the cherry blossom and mo is rain. So my names kind of represent the nature, and I also love the flowers, rain, and natures and environment so much. It was given by my mom, and it's really kind of represent me. Yes, I'm 23 years old right now, and will turn out to 24 in coming October. I got my first diploma in English from University for Foreign Languages, Mandalay, my hometown. Then I got my second one from Wall Street English. Actually, I was qualifying to join Medical University when I passed my high school with a really score. But I just chose to join the language university instead of being a doctor or nurse or something related to the medical field because I do know myself that I don't want to be anything doctor or nurse or some career like that. But I want to be an inspirational, aspirational persons and public figures. So I just dived into the modeling industry when I was 17 years old. I once represent my country as Miss Landscape Myanmar 2018 when I was 17 years old. Since that time, I got a really big experience to promote the beautiful landscapes and also the native animal protection of my country. Then in 2020 July, I became one of the ambassadors of World Associations of Eloquent Deputy and Indigenous Human WAEIH. In that organization, most of the ambassadors do a lot of research and they started their initiative. Like for me, I also started my initiative in that organization with the title Healthier Species for Healthier Us. It means that we need to protect the native animals in our country for getting the really happier, healthier, and greener life. Because native animals take care of the natural environment so much, we must protect them from extinction and overhunting and in other cases also. And then in 2025, I got a big opportunity to represent my country again as Miss Supranational Myanmar 2025. And this is a really, really honor for me. Carry on my 5 years initiative together with me. And I think I'm really ready to inspire the other people, including the youth in Myanmar and also the global. So thank you for having me, Ivan.
Thank you for your time tonight, Cherry, and thank you for this introduction. Very interesting and very extensive. And we'll back to you very soon in the second block to discuss several of your life stories that are also very exciting. So see you soon. Diana from Paraguay, nice to meet you. Hola, and welcome to the Super Family. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, how are you, Dan? Thank you very much for this opportunity here, speaking with you and other people too. Hello, everyone. My name is Diane Selimski, Miss Supranational Paraguay 2025. Okay, I'm working 60 years old in the television and radio too, of modeling too. I have too much for working before in my life. Myself now is big in my country for me. Stay here and represent my country, Paraguay, for me, supranational, international now.
Nice to meet you, Diana, and welcome to the Super Family. We'll get to know you a little bit better in the second section of Super Chat tonight, discussing interesting facts from your life experience. Alex from Venezuela, thanks for joining us today. Afternoon in Poland, morning in Venezuela, so good morning, Venezuela. Yeah, and could you please briefly introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Thank you, Ivan. Well, I'm Lex Collins. I'm 26 years old. I'm a lawyer. I'm the first Miss Supranational Venezuela who is in the autism spectrum, and the second one with a special condition in my country at the national level. I am a CEO of an inn in the Mochima National Park, who is a national park who has beaches and everything is sea, the Caribbean and Blue Sea. And so we want to, like help the tourism of my country, receiving people from the outside of the country and the people who lives here. So this this is my short introduction.
Thank you very much, Lakes. Nice to meet you. Nice to welcome you to the Super Family. Thank you very much, ladies. We've got a little glimpse of who you are. Now it's time to discuss your life stories and get to know you much better. Kendra from Angola, let's discuss some of your life stories and your family first. You told us that you have a large extended family with a lot of cousins. How has the support of your family inspired you to reach for your dreams?
Actually, my biggest supporters are my family. They were always with me in all beauty pageants, and that's why I got here. They were really important in this process of Miss Contest and stuff, and it's amazing to have their support.
Thank them on behalf of our organization for their ongoing support. Another thing that we wanted to discuss with you today in the Super Chat episode is that, well, actually, you're making a little history because you will be the first candidate representing Angola on the Miss Supranational
Yes.
stage in, well, quite a few years.
Yes.
So does that make you nervous or excited? And why?
It makes me really excited because I feel proud of my country and getting to be there in Miss Supranational as the first time of Angola is a big opportunity. So I couldn't be more excited for this.
Thank you for joining us this year. And again, we're happy to welcome Angola to the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Thank you, Kendra. We'll be back very soon to discuss some stereotypes that people unfortunately still have about pageantry. Eduardo from Brazil, excited to get to know you better and discuss some of your life stories and experiences, and and your family. Because you said your parents always encouraged you to follow your dreams through education. Tell us a bit more about a special impact that it and your parents had on you.
My family is so important in my life, and they are my basic because it doesn't matter how far I go, they always remind me the importance of never losing my essence. And my parents don't didn't have the chance to study, and my mother always said me the importance of education, because through the education I dreams and change your life, and I believe in this. I have a degree in Portuguese and English and pedagogy, because I always fascinated me for the power to influence lives and transform lives through the education. My parents always believe in me and support me in my journey.
Great story, and yeah, well, say hi to your parents and your family from all of us. There's another thing that I would like to discuss with you tonight, which is one of your fears. You told us that you were once fearful, you were afraid of being compared to others, especially other beauty queens. How have you turned this fear into motivation to create your own legacy?
Well, one of my biggest fears, of course, being compared to others, especially in pageants, where former Miss Brazil internationals often become a great reference for me and the Miss World. But I'm learning that comparison is still our joy, and that each woman has her own unique time and the power. And I'm learning that when you learn about you, um, and the power that you have to demonstration for the world, your power. And I learned that we are unique, and the comparison is not the key. And not they are now, they are my inspiration. And I've learned that self-knowledge help us not to compare the others.
Yeah, great idea, and thank you for sharing this idea with us tonight, Eduardo. Fabiola from Costa Rica, let's discuss some facts from your background. Um, During the COVID pandemic, you said you became the economic pillar of your house. Can you explain a bit more about that and what you learned from it?
Of course, during the pandemic, I became the main source of income into my household because we work in a cafeteria in a college, and when the pandemic hit, everything shut down. So I knew that I had to set up and find a job, and that is exactly what I did. I find a job in American outlet clothing, and that is the way that I can support my family. I remember that every day that I went to the job, I was like, well, today they don't fire me, so it's a one day, it's a day more, and I hope they don't fire me tomorrow because I really need that job. And I don't like just to see the bad things of every situation. I like to see the right things that um, helps me to be a better version of myself, to understand that there are causes greater than ourselves. And at that time, my priority was my family, and I put I put there before my own needs. So I think that helped me to be who I am now. And I learned it from it a lot of things. And I'm so grateful to pass that time because it helped me a lot.
Very inspiring story, Fabiola. Um, and there's one more about your personality. When you were young, you said that you felt you were undeserving and that beauty did not exist in you. Now you're representing Costa Rica at Miss Supranational. So tell us a little bit about your journey towards self-belief and share a short message to people out there who might feel the same as you did.
Yes, of course. When I was young, I used to think that I wasn't deserved and beauty didn't exist in me because of my skin color or my culture. Because they made me believe that through all the bullying that I ended up when I was in school. And however, um, when I went to my first pageant, where I become the winner to represent Costa Rica at Miss Supranational, um, I realized that everyone is deserved, and that is exactly what I want to show to the world. I changed the history of my country, becoming the first Black woman to win the Señorita Costa Rica crown. And because of that, I want to show them that if you embrace your authenticity and the things that you are, that only you can be, that is the most important thing that you can do. And that is exactly the message that I want to show to the world and all the people and future generations that are seeing me right now.
Wow, Fabiola, very, very impressive. Well, actually, you made a history for your country, not only for yourself, but for your country.
Yes, I did for my country.
Just to,
There's some people that say that Black girls don't win pageant in Costa Rica, but I did it. And now I'm representing Costa Rica in the Miss Supranational competition.
thank you for sharing it, Fabiola. This is a true inspiration for many, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Ana Isabel from Ecuador, time for your life stories. You mentioned that your career is one of your proudest accomplishments because your work is something that you feel very passionate about.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit more about this, about your career, and why are you so passionate about it?
Okay, this question has everything to do with my childhood. When I was a little girl, I was really introvert. For me, it was really hard to make friends. And when I came back home, I always said to my mom that I was very upset because no, all the times I was part of the circle, and most of the times I had more friends, boys friends, than girls friends. And then I just get out of my comfort zone and start to be me and also embrace who I am, because I wanted to be someone to be part of a group. But I understood that being me is better, being authentic, being yourself. And now I became a public relations specialized, and it's very important for a public relations be very sociable, have many friends. For me, knowing each person is to know a new world, a new experience, a new opportunity to co-work with these persons, with these people. So I became this, and I'm very happy because now I know that it's easily to me. It's not hard to make new friends and to be myself. Just embrace who I am.
And Isabel, looking at you now and while chatting with you now, I can't imagine you being an introvert. But still, this is the case. This is the case, right? So we're really interested in how did you manage to overcome that fear, overcome the trait of yours, and become the maximum extroverted person, you know, out there, and you're very confident. You're very extroverted.
No, and you
From
know,
what we can see
one
now. So
advice.
how did you manage to overcome this? I mean, where was this barrier? From introverted Anna Isabel to super confident and extroverted Anna Isabel. How did you change your mindset this way?
I think it's all about self-love. When you start listening your heart and self-loving yourself, you must just give your best. So each of us have and a story that can inspire. And it's very important to recognize and embrace also our failures that makes us grow as persons. So I think the time I become extrovert was just starting loving myself and who I am.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story and your experience. It is very important because it can help many introverted people to become more confident. This is actually what, in among many other things, that what are we about as Miss Supranational Experience, to help other young individuals to overcome the obstacles in their lives with the help of you, the role models, the candidates,
Normally,
your
I
family.
think that normally we try to pretend to be someone, to be part of a group. And the best advice I can give you, that I could say on my experience, is that just recognizing yourself is going to be better to put a mask on you that you are not really. So this is an advice for a lot of girls that nowadays in social media they try to be someone they really don't are. They aren't. So let's try to self-love and be authentic.
And be ourselves. Thank you for this advice, Anna Isabel. Share from Myanmar, couple of your life stories. You have a special motto, a special slogan in your life, right? That goes like, every day I am better than yesterday.
Yes.
How do you approach life with this motto?
In this society, most of the people do mistake, like they just focus in on the other people, and they just feel anxiety, and they just compare themselves to another people or another one. They think like they're better than me or they are really greater than us, but it's not like that. You just need to focus on yourself and on your ambitions. That is the point, because we all need ourselves in our lives, not the other people. Don't look at the other, don't compare you with the others, because you already are your king or queen of your lives. My motto is also like that. I have a motto say, today I be better than yesterday and tomorrow I be better than today. It means that you need to focus on your ambitions and your goals, your dreams, not to the other. Just focus on your dreams and on your own. That will lead you to approach your ambitions and the goals that you want to achieve in your life. So that is my motto, and I think that will help a lot to other people and other youth.
Thank you, Chair. A great motto and a great advice to the young individuals in Myanmar who are watching you right now as their role model. Let's also talk a little bit about making decisions, which sometimes can be a challenging endeavor, because you had to make a very interesting, I think, difficult decision at the age of 17, quite early, right? When you had to choose
Yes.
between two very different fields.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that, and how did you eventually come to the decision you had made?
Yes, when I was 17 years old, I passed the matriculated examination with really high score. I was qualified to join the medical university, which is really popular and really full of dignity at my place. And all my family members and also my relatives and other people, every other people want me to join the medical university and being a doctor. But for me, at the time, I asked to myself, do I really want to be a doctor? My heart say no. You want to be an inspired person for the youth, and I like to show that you all need to focus on yourself and believe in yourself. Um, I want all the youth to know that impact. So I just chose the language university to improve my communication skill in English to communicate with the international, because my English skill is really bad in the past. So I just decided to choose the um, language university, and then at that time, most of the people looked down on me that why don't you release your opportunity to be a doctor? But I answer them like, this is not what I want. In my life, I will do the decision for me by myself, not by the other, because I own my life and I'm the empowerment of my life. So that's why I just chose the language university, and I really thankful to my family members also, because at the time, even though I'm the youngest in my family, they respect my decisions and they all support me in walking on this path, like being a beauty queen. They all support me. So thankful to my family members also.
Thank you. Yeah, very exciting story. I think a life lesson that also young individuals in Myanmar can learn from these stories, that to be happy, you have to listen to your heart and nothing else. Yeah, thank you for sharing this, Jerry. Diana from Paraguay, some exciting facts about you to discuss now. You come from a Polish and Paraguayan family, right? You're Polish
Yeah.
and Paraguayan. And of course, the Miss Supranational experience is being held in Poland.
Yeah.
So the question is, if it will be your first visit to Poland, and what does it mean to be coming to compete here in Poland, the country which is a homeland of your father?
Yes, my family is very small. My father, his is Poland,
Yes.
My grandmother too. She's live in Brazil. My mother, she's is Paraguayan. I never to go in the travel Poland. This first travel now.
So Diana, what do you feel inside now when you're just several weeks away from coming to your father's homeland for the first time? What do you feel?
I have one feeling here inside, too much big for me. For my family is Poland. I have too much here for go in Poland. I take for me here inside for take here in Paraguay for speak other people, culture, everything, food. I love food. I love it. I need try to Poland food.
Yes, I believe this will be a very important experience for you. Let's talk a little bit about your goals in life. You mentioned, you told us that one of your biggest goals and ambitions in life is to be a memorable woman, is to be a woman who will be remembered. What exactly do you mean by this? And how do you hope to be remembered as a woman?
For me, it's very important. Other people remember me for strong woman and hardworking and dedicated woman in the world.
Yeah, these are very, very good, well, actually, yeah, great traits to be remembered for as a strong and hardworking woman. Thank you for sharing your life stories and ideas with us tonight. Lakes from Venezuela, time to discuss your life stories and your life experiences. We'll start with something personal that you mentioned in your introduction. At the age of 23, you were diagnosed with autism.
Yes.
How did this
I discovered
discovery
this.
change your perception of yourself and your environment?
Well, I had a lot of anxiety and depression when I was younger. So I started going to therapy, and my therapist was like, "Hey, you're such a difficult patient. I think I don't know, it's maybe difficult to handle you." And I really enjoyed to, doing research about psychology things. So a person who I love said like, "Hey, I don't know why, but your profile is like autistic person." So I was like, "Well, I can take the test. I do a research. I see the similarities." So I was like, maybe could be, but I don't think so. So I went with a a doctor, and he, she did me the test, and I was positive. I had autism, and it was a shock because before being the diagnosis of autism, I graduated in law school. I started learning English. I started to working, doing a normal life. So when this diagnosis come to me, it was like a shock. But I started to seeing the world different. I investigate a lot of autism, and I see that in my country and all around the world is the autism in women is such a different thing because people doesn't research about autism in women. So I was like, hey, can be like a life goal to be a spoken person for the people who doesn't have a voice in my community, the autistic community. So I don't know, it was difficult for me at first, but now I embrace this. I love this. I love being autistic. It doesn't matter if people, bully at me and say bad things about me. I think my community deserves to be listened.
Thank you, ladies, for sharing this story, and I think your story can be a great motivation
Thank you.
to people who are living through the same experiences. Thank you so much for sharing it with us and with them, of course. You're also an animal lover
Yes.
and a professional
Of course.
lawyer. What do you think can be changed in the international law or local state laws so that the society could better address the issues of animal rights? What changes can be
Oh my God.
implemented?
Well, as a lawyer, I think we always believe in justice, and I think animals need to be, protected. So in some countries, they doesn't have like these laws to protect animals. So people, they treat them so bad, and they think, nothing's gonna happen because it's legal to, um, like treating bad an animal in Venezuela is something like that. And now, as a lawyers, we go to the assembly. What the lawyers of my country go to assembly to ask for a animal protection law to animals because sometimes people are so mean and so cruel with animals. So now, in my country, for example, if you kick a dog, you could go to the jail like for 10 years. So people start like, hey, this is a human, this is a sorry, human being, no, this is a thing
A living
alive,
soul.
the animal
Yeah.
with a soul. Thanks. It's something with a soul. Why we have to treat them bad? If you treat it bad, you will go to jail. So laws right now are something super good because it gives you like, hey, I have to respect the animals because they are alive. They have a soul. They feel. So as a lawyers, I think it's something very important. For example, animal laws and inclusive with the autism thing topic. In Venezuela, we doesn't have like good laws about protecting autistic people. So, in the news, you can see things like, hey, this teacher slap autistic boy because, he was, with a bad behavior. So she slapped and nothing happens because he's autistic person. He doesn't have a protection. So as a lawyer, we want my foundation, the Mochila de Sueños, my organization, social organization, we want to go to the assembly and talk with the president of the assembly of the country and talk about this project. For example, we don't have protocols diagnosed for, giving a properly diagnosed test to the people. I have to pay mine. It was very expensive for a Venezuelan people. It's very expensive, like 100 to 200 dollars. So for the people in Venezuela, it's expensive. You don't have it in public health. So as a lawyer who wants to do a change for my community and for the animals too.
Great mission, great motivation. Yeah, thank you, Lakes. Amazing how different you are, and at the same time how united we are in the values of Supra community. Now, ladies, let's discuss the stereotypes people in the modern day world have about beauty pageants. Kanja from Angola, let's discuss some stereotypes people still unfortunately have about pageantry. So my question is, in your country of Angola, that, well, unfortunately we don't know much about here in Europe. So in your country of Angola, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry? And what would you like to tell those people about it, about the stereotype?
I think the big stereotype about the Miss Contest and beauty pageants is people think it's not a work, it's not a job. People think it's just for fun and all this stuff. And I would like you to know that it is actually a job and it is a pleasure to be representing all the beauty of the city. Imagine, like, you are the one representing all beautiful girls on your city. It's a big honor and a big pleasure. So it's not okay to have this stereotype.
Thank you, Kendra, for your brilliant answer. Indeed, pageantry is a hard work, not just glitz and glamour. Thank you so much, and looking forward to meeting you in Poland June 9th for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Eduardo from Brazil, let's discuss some stereotypes about pageants that people unfortunately still have nowadays. So, in your country, in Brazil, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry? And what would you like to tell them about it?
Okay, people who think beauty pageants are event probably don't understand their true purpose. And the essence of the beauty pageant is not just about appearance, but about representation, purpose, and impact. A miss carries stories, culture, and values, and be the voice of many causes that are not heard. Beauty pageants celebrate women in all their faces, in the facets, as a leader, communicator, a teacher, a presenter, all inspirations is not about a crown or sash, but about the woman who wears it and what she stands for.
Very true. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Eduarda, and see you soon in Poland in just several weeks for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Van. Bye bye.
Fabiola from Costa Rica, let's discuss some pageant stereotypes with you. In your country of Costa Rica, what is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry, and what would you like to tell them about it?
Of course. Well, I think there are so many beauty standards in every country about the beauty patients, but um, I gotta say that beauty queens that don't have to fit in them because we are more than just a beauty. We can show the world our story and also be the voice of a lot of girls that can be here. And that is exactly what we are here doing, being the voice of the people who is not here, the people who is forgotten. And yeah, well, I think there are so many beauty standards, but you can break them as I did.
Very true. Thank you very much for your time tonight and for sharing your history-changing story, Fabiola. and looking forward to meeting you very soon in Poland.
I am so happy. I want to see you all just in face, not just through the screen. And well, see you soon.
Ana Isabel, Ecuador. Let's discuss some stereotypes people have about beauty pageants in your country, in your native land of Ecuador. What do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry in your country? And what would you like to tell them about it?
I think nowadays social media has good ways because you can demonstrate who you really are. You can demonstrate your hobbies, your abilities, and your real self. But it's also the other side of social media that is that a lot of people just behind a screen had the power of criticize someone, and that hurts a lot. And I think it's not only a pageantry problem, an Ecuadorian pageantry problem. I think it's around the world that people think they have the power to criticize someone, and they're most of the times they are not positive critics. They are critics that hurt, and they must understand that in the other side of the screen it's a human that feels, a human that also feels pain and fear, and maybe they are sensible, you know. So I think a good advice is that you stay focused on who you really are, you stay focused on your main purpose, and continue. Don't change your essence because someone else want it. Just stay focused and go on the top, not only of the Everest, of every single goal that your life uh, put it on your path.
And yet again, great advice. Thank you very much, Ana Isabel, and we're excited to get to know you better and to meet you in Poland June the 9th.
Thank you, Ivan. I'm really happy to share this with you and to be approached with the organization. Like the first time I just have a meeting with us, I was feeling really comfortable, and that's nice because now I can feel I'm part of a family, and this experience will I will learn a lot about this experience.
For sure. Yes, you are part of the family, as all of you fellow candidates. Thanks so much again for joining, and see you soon. Cherry from Myanmar, now it's time to discuss some stereotypes that people unfortunately still have about beauty pageants, specifically in your country of Myanmar. What do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry, and what would you like to tell them about it?
On that, in Myanmar, most of the people criticize to the beauty queens. Depends on their height, physical appearance, and also their complexions. So I think that being a beauty queen is not just showing off our bodies and our physical appearance on the international stage. Actually, being a beauty queen means that we speak out for our country and community, and we also share the custom and culture during the journey. We create the sisterhood and also the friendships. We share our visions, opinions, and we also give awareness about the initiative that we are trying for. So um, being a beauty queen means a lot for me. If I join Miss International 2025, as soon as the journey starts, I'm not Cherry anymore. I'm Myanmar. Under this title, there may be a lot of people, millions of Myanmar people behind me to support me and to give me energy. So I have to represent them behind me, Myanmar people, and then I need to recreate myself into the very version of myself, and I need to inspire all the youth in local and international also. So joining the pageant is really important, it's really valuable for me. That's why I just dive into this industry since I'm a teenager.
Well, impressive. Thank you, Cherry, for sharing your thoughts and ideas. And we're looking forward to welcoming you to Poland June the 9th. Diana from Paraguay, let's discuss the stereotypes people have about pageantry in your country. What do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry in Paraguay, and what would you like to say to them about it?
I think that stereotypes are very good and by the level of impact in have on the body woman. I think have more important what impact you have in the country do you live do you live.
Okay, yeah, thank you for this idea, Diana, and we're looking forward to meeting you in Poland June the 9th, which will be, I'll remind our audience, a very special experience for you because your father was born in Poland. So
Yes,
you're welcome here. See you soon.
thank you.
Lakes from Venezuela. Let's discuss some pageant stereotypes with you now. In your country, in Venezuela, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry, and what would you like to say to them about it?
People in Venezuela think that the beauty queens doesn't have a brain, and most of us we have degrees, we have bachelorettes, and we have a soul and brain. We support social issues too. So sometimes people think, ah, she's like a Barbie, she's beautiful, and she, gives nothing to the society, and it's not like that. I'm an example. I'm a lawyer. I'm an autistic person. I'm a black person, Afro Latino in Venezuela. I have a lot to say to the people, and I want to, take up advantage of this platform, like the Beauty Queen Pageantry, and talk about everything that it matters for me and for the society. So sometimes Venezuela think, yeah, we have a lot of crowns, we have beautiful women, but that's it, and no, we are more than a crown.
Yeah, very true. Thank you for sharing this message with all Venezuelans who are watching us right now. Thank you, ladies, and we're excited to welcome you in Poland early June for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, there is still a lot of myths and stereotypes about pageantry in the world, but we are here to bust them. Thank you very much, ladies, for your time. We'll be calling it a day. It was Super Chat episode 5. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and we're very much excited to see you soon in Poland. Before we call it a day, let me once again remind our audience that at this very moment, the voting for Group 5 starts in the Miss Supranational app. Check out the description box below the video and support your favorites. You can help them advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. And also, huge hug to those who subscribe to Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel after this episode. Bye bye and see you soon.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.